The Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has reported that United Nations and its partners continue to deliver critical, cross-border assistance from Turkey to Syria, according to the UN spokesperson. Our reporter Mamadi Barrow has the details.
The security situation remains volatile in parts of Syria, with reports of hostilities, conflict-related violence, movement restrictions, and other incidents in Aleppo, coastal areas, and other governorates over the past weeks. Since the advent of the new administration, there have been increased reports of criminal incidents in the coastal areas, Homs City, northern and southern rural Hama, while movement restrictions have been tightened in eastern Homs City since January 10. Accordingly, demonstrations are said to taking place across several areas, with people voicing concerns over delay in public salary payments, increased custom fees, and dismissal of health workers, among other issues. The first UN cross-border aid delivery of 2025 from Turkey took place on 9 January. 23 trucks carrying 200 metric tons of medical, health, hygiene, and education supplies provided by World Health Organization and UNICEF crossed the Bab al-Hawa border crossing into Idlib. Meanwhile, the UN Deputy Spokesperson Farhan Haq, while speaking on the situation in Syria, told reporters in New York that 19 trucks crossed into northwest of the country, carrying nearly 300 tons of food aid from the World Food Programme for 90,000 people this week.
Turning to Syria, the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs reports that we and our partners continue to deliver critical cross-border assistance from Turkey. This week, 19 trucks crossed into northwest Syria, carrying nearly 300 tons of food aid from the World Food Programme for 90,000 people, as well as medical supplies from the World Health Organization and education kits from UNICEF to reach 450,000 people. OCHA welcomes the extension by the caretaker authorities for the UN to deliver humanitarian assistance through the Bab al-Hawa crossing for an additional 6 months, until August 7th of this year. Bab al-Hawa remains the most used border crossing into Syria due to its direct route to Idlib, where 2.8 million people are in need of humanitarian aid, with over half of those living in displacement camps.
The deputy spokesperson emphasized that cross-border operations also enables regular UN missions to northwest Syria to support and monitor projects and services in Idlib and Aleppo, ensuring that critical aid gets to the people it's meant for.
The cross-border operation also enables regular UN missions to northwest Syria to support and monitor projects and services in Idlib and Aleppo, ensuring that critical aid gets to the people it needs to reach. Meanwhile, hostilities continue to affect the northeast of the country, with incidents reported this week in eastern Aleppo, in the vicinity of the Tishrin Dam, as well as Al-Hasakeh and Al-Raqqa governorates.
At the end of 2024, the Strategic Steering Group in Syria agreed to publish a document highlighting the humanitarian response priorities for the 1st January to 31st March 2025, aiming to address the most urgent humanitarian needs across the country. This decision was taken in light of the recent change of authorities and the still rapidly shifting conditions on the ground. This humanitarian response priorities document is intended to cover programming requirements while allowing the humanitarian community to monitor political and socio-economic developments and assess their impact on humanitarian needs to determine the nature and scope of humanitarian programming for the rest of 2025. During January to March 2025, the UN and humanitarian partners appealed for $1.2 billion to cover the activities prioritized in the document to enable responding to most immediate needs of 6.7 million people targeted countrywide. People targeted and financial requirements figures contained herein reflect the January to March 2024 timeframe of the document. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am